Okay, hi. On this finally sunny day, we're
Yes.
here with Dave from We Came as Romans. Hi, Dave. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Yeah, I'm fine. Thanks.
Good.
Okay, so we always start our interviews with a certain question, and there's just one little problem this time. We saw that you did an interview with a guy called Eric Blair,
Yeah.
and he actually, he took our gist away. He took our theme away. Yeah, he stole it basically, because our first question always is, are you religious? And
Okay.
he asked you that,
He
right?
did.
Yeah. So, but maybe tell us again, because
Okay.
we have to ask you.
I'd like to say I'm more spiritual. I think religion sometimes causes just as many problems as it does solutions. So I like to consider myself more of like a spiritual kind of believer than someone that regularly goes to church and does all the traditions and stuff that religion has people do.
Yeah. Okay. And when you say spiritual, does that mean that shows in your music as well, or that's
Our music
something-
isn't, it's more just about, I guess, belief in like human spirituality, belief in that humans can do well and humans can save each other. I believe in a creator and stuff, in Jesus Christ and everything, but I don't really consider myself a Christian, and we don't really write about that kind of stuff. We just write that if someone needs help or someone's in a bad place, that, another human being can help them.
Yeah, you write about humans then.
Yes.
Not about God. Okay, good. Now, why do I ask you this? Well, it's because we always actually structure our interviews according to a certain religious theme. Not meaning that we are a website that deals with religion or anything, but just to have a take on an interview. Now, we are doing the 7 gifts of the Holy Ghost today. Have you ever heard of those?
No.
No? Okay, I'll guide you through them. The first one is understanding. And now there's definitely a message of hope in your latest album, Tracing Back Roots.
Yeah.
Now you've just finished your tour quite recently. Do you think people understood the message you wanted to bring across? Do you think the public, the audience has received that album well?
I really hope so. We just got off the Tracing Back Roots headliner, like you said, in America. Mm-hmm. And what's cool about a headliner is you can actually take time to speak in between songs. And, like right now we're playing only 30, 40-minute sets in Europe and the UK. So it tends to just be music. But on a headliner, it's cool because you can actually speak a little bit and talk about what each song means. And so I hope people kind of understand what we're trying to do.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, indeed. And now in another interview you said that I Survived, that was your favorite of the album because it featured Aaron from The Almost.
Yeah.
Is it just because of that? And why is he such an idol of yours?
Under Oath kind of basically helped start this band. They were one of the first. Well, at the time I was like a pop punk kid, and that was one of the first records I owned was Screaming, and it made me want to leave my pop punk band to do this band. And so yeah, Under Oath was a huge influence in the early years of the band, and even so, like I feel like I Survive even has a lot of Under Oath kind of influence to it. So yeah, it's very special band to us. We waited actually in New York City one time all night. Slept on the streets because we had a day off, just waiting for their new record to come out, and we actually got to meet their keyboardist that morning, and that was the coolest thing. We gave him like a T-shirt and like one of our CDs, and he probably didn't listen to it, but who would have thought years down the line, that Aaron at the time would be singing in our band.
Yeah, lucky you.
Yeah, very cool.
Yeah, indeed. Now, looking at Spotify, I noticed that maybe the audience doesn't really agree with you because Hope, that's the song that was on the second place off of all your albums actually on Spotify. What do you think? Why do you think people would like that song in particular? Does it have a special message for them, or?
Yeah, people love hope, I guess. Not just the song, but the message of hope and what that word even means. And I think the song was marketed well also, and we shot in Austin. Like, I don't know, I usually don't like our music videos, to be honest, but Hope's one of the few that I actually like, and the director did a great job of portraying the message of the song. And I think just all those things together really made the song something that people latched onto.
Yeah, okay. Now, today on the Warped Tour here in the Netherlands, will you be playing most of the songs from Tracing Back Roots, or will you play some other songs as well?
Yeah, it's mostly Tracing Back Roots.
Yeah.
I wish we had a longer set so we could play a little more off each record, but it seems like the Tracing Back Roots record has been I don't know, received the best out of any of our records. We've actually had to switch our setup a little bit the last few days because things are different here than in the States. And, you know, different songs do better in the States than they do here and vice versa.
Yeah.
So we've actually had to switch it up a little bit, but it seems like all of our new songs are doing better than any of our songs, which is an awesome feeling. I mean, that it makes me feel like we really did write a good record.
You probably did then.
I hope so.
Okay, let's go to the second gift of the Holy Ghost, which is fear of the Lord. Now, we're not going to take this one too literally, but when you are headlining a show, yeah, you are kind of the Lord of the show. Let's put it that
Okay.
way. Not that people would fear you then, but anyways. You also said in another interview that the biggest part of headlining is awesome, but that there are some downsides to it as well. And now I am wondering, what are the downsides then?
I'm glad you asked. We actually just got off a headliner, and you know, on the headliner we were playing hour and 15 minutes, and vocally that's pretty difficult, you know. And our new material has a lot of my clean vocals in it as well, and so I really had to take care of my voice the last month. You know, I would pretty much not talk all day till the set. Then after the set, I could talk a little bit, and then I had to go to bed, make sure I slept for 10 hours, not wake up before a certain time, not sleep past a certain time. Don't drink this, don't eat this, don't, you know.
You're not that free.
You know, I really didn't have much freedom. But now that, you know, 30, 40 minutes, it's like a walk in the park compared to a headlining set. So yeah, I can drink a couple beers now. I can, you know,
Time for an interview.
I have time. I can talk actually before the set, and that kind of stuff is, I don't know, a lot more fun. And then on stage it's fun because you don't have to worry about pacing yourself. You know, hour and 10 minute set, you're like, oh man, I still have 10 more songs to play, and you know what I mean? You gotta relax a little bit, but 30-minute set, you can just go crazy the whole time.
Yeah,
It's fun.
Yeah, indeed. Okay. So, but anyways, there are some advantages as well, obviously.
Yeah.
To headlining, and you said that one of the advantages is playing with maybe some of your friends because you get to choose who you go on tour with. So maybe are there people who you've already toured with or want to tour with in the future in particular? Any bands?
We tend to take out the Color Morale a lot. We like those guys, and they're actually here now on Warped Tour. They're good people. Yeah, we have a lot of friends. In fact, I don't think there's any bands we actually don't like.
Okay.
But I don't know. I'd really like to. I think it'd be cool to do a tour like with. I don't know. The band's really been into Bring Me the Horizon's new record, so I think that'd be cool to do a tour with them. Besides a festival, like we did Warped Tour with them, you know. But
That's not the same.
I think it'd be cool to do an actual venue tour with them.
Yeah. Do you like venues more than festivals, or it's just different?
There's good and bad things about each thing, you know. Festivals, it's kind of crazy. Just, I don't know, compared to like venue tours where you kind of get in a rhythm and you wake up, you know what time you play, you know. It's a little more simple sometimes compared to festivals.
Okay, good. Let's go to the third one, which is fortitude or strength. That's what we call it. So the strength of your music in part is because of the screaming, the roughness of it. And now you recently you played a concert, an acoustic one. You stripped down your music. So how was that experience?
It's not something we ever really expected to do, and it's not something we can do with our old material. But with the new material, it's possible, and we actually did it for our VIPs every day of our headliner. We'd play 2 songs acoustic, and definitely really different. They don't even sound like the same song. I feel like, besides the vocals, you know. But
and was it as satisfying as playing a regular?
yeah, it's cool. I mean, I'd still rather play a normal show.
Yeah.
But it's cool. It opens up a lot more options. You know, we can play, you know, we can play in-store stuff. We can do special VIP performances.
Yeah.
It opens up a lot of things.
You wouldn't do it for the normal fans then?
Right. I don't know. I'd still rather play a real show.
Yeah. Okay, so we do not have to expect an entire acoustic album coming out.
I really don't want to do that.
Okay, that's your right. That's very good. Okay, now, and you talked about that you didn't like all of the videos from We Came as Romans, but we learned that in August, one of your videos won and now I have to cheat, for A War Inside, directed by Cole Dabney, won the 2013 Music Video Directors Association Award for Best Live Performance / Tour Video. So, yeah, that was a long title.
Yeah.
Had you expected to win that, or were
No,
your minds occupied by that?
Cole texted me, and I think we were in the Philippines at the time when he texted me, and I was like, okay, that's cool. And then I actually did some research on it, and it's like a pretty big deal. I didn't even realize it because I'm not a director, so
Yeah.
I don't know. But yeah, it's a really big deal. And what was cool about that is nothing, when you shoot a music video, it's, hey, stand here and act like you're playing the song for 60 times. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That video was cool because it was just us hanging out and him filming it, and I don't know, he did a really good job putting it together, and he really captured our characters, in our natural habitat.
Yeah, I saw it. I was impressed.
Yeah, he's a very talented guy.
Yeah. So did you guys receive a prize as well for it, or was it just for him?
I think it's just for him, but he owes us one. Cole,
Yeah.
he's better you owe me a beer.
Okay, good. Let's go to the last one, which is counsel. Now, on Facebook, I've seen that you often ask your fans certain stuff. For instance, which of your songs they like, which other songs from other bands they like, or you even ask them to like if they were happy.
Yeah.
Is that something you do to get closer to them, or why is that?
Yeah, we've kind of noticed that. Hold on, let me read this one more time.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's just like, I think when you ask people kind of normal questions and stuff, you tend to get more interaction, and it does make the fans feel like that we're just friends, like talking, you know what I mean? And our management actually does a really good job of like coming up with ideas like that, like, hey, we should ask them this or do this, and they're a good group of people.
Yeah. And you acting all normal, that makes them love you even more.
Right,
now.
and you get more interaction when you just, instead of being like, hey, did you check out the new song? If you're like, hey, did you guys see the Detroit Red Wings game today or something? Then they're like, oh, yeah, I did.
Yeah, indeed.
Yeah.
So it is a way to get closer to them, actually.
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Okay, good. So that was actually all I wanted to ask you today, and
Cool.
I thank you very much for this interview, Dave.
Yeah, no problem.
Yeah, it was all.
Thank you.